Hello, 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 and welcome to Emotional Response Life Coaching with Inc. This is Ivory. Hello out there, everyone. Welcome. I'm getting in the habit of doing it bi-weekly, but because of this series, I wanted to give you time to really reflect and review and think upon everything that I discussed in the first part of this series on interpersonal communications. And the first part was very powerful. And it even made me dive into the topic even more. I'm a big believer on spending time with self and knowing yourself before anybody else knows you. They either affirm what you already know about yourself. They bring out blindsided things about yourself. Or they assume things, and through interpersonal communications and dwelling with each other and understanding, you come to find out which category their perception of you is. And the second part deals a lot with perception. And I told you on the first part, there are 3 parts of the self when it comes to interpersonal communications. The first one was self-awareness. The second one, which is self-concept, which I'm talking about tonight. And the third one is self-esteem. They all play an intricate part in how you interpersonally communicate with one another, with others, and mainly with yourself. And I'm a firm believer, just like you cannot love someone any more than what you love yourself. The same thing goes with communications. You cannot communicate effectively with someone unless you are communicating effectively with yourself. And the thoughts that you have with yourself can ripple into the thoughts you have of others. You know, there's a saying that when you come across a mean and harsh person and they're tearing down everybody they come in contact with, 20 times out of 20, it's not the 20 people they came in contact with and tore down to pieces. It's more so them and what they think of themselves, and they reflect the thoughts and the values and the beliefs that they have on themselves onto you. And so if they're critical and very judgmental and harsh towards themselves, they tend to put that on you. Which dives into our topic on self-concept. Self-concept is a very impactful part of communications because it's dealing with all how you perceive yourself and how you think others should perceive you. And before I even say any more, just thinking about that sentence, all how you perceive yourself, you can see how impacting it is in your interpersonal communications. It will dictate how you stand, how you walk, how you present yourself, how you carry on, how you end things. All of it plays an intricate part. And the more you learn about self, the more you will understand how powerful it is to know thyself in order to connect with others. Because not only will you dwell in understanding, but you'll be the kind of checking system, as I say, or the checkpoint. I'm trying to find the right word I'm looking for, but you'll be a self-checking system because of the way you know yourself. Because just like with anything, you have time to get it right. You have time to become better. You have time to evolve into a person that you wasn't last year. And so, as we dive into self-concept, we need to understand that self-concept has a lot to do with values and beliefs. Values and beliefs. The value you put on yourself. The value you put on yourself. Nobody can mark you down like you and put you on a clearance rack unless you mark yourself down and put yourself on a clearance rack and say you ain't worth nothing. It begins with you. So the value you put on yourself will affect how you communicate and engage in others or engage with others. Yeah, that's it. Not on others. With others. So, as you engage with others, you'll see how much you value yourself just by how you deliver yourself. And I say, even after knowing all your flaws and all that you're not, be so comfortable in your skin, because you only granted one piece of skin, one sheet of skin. So be so comfortable in that skin that even after knowing all your flaws and shortcomings, you love yourself unconditionally to the point that your confidence be on 100. How you value yourself be through the roof. Why not? Why not? The saying is not you live once. You live every day. You die once. So knowing that, make every day as much as possible great. And it's not to say bad things won't happen or a turn of events might impact you in a way that is just negative. The value you have on yourself will allow you to process that experience and still maintain a positive and happy composure, because you'll look at yourself as resilient. The value you have on yourself, from your body size to your height to your complexion, to your voice tone, to your stance, your disposition. All of that will play an intricate role in how you value yourself. Now, there's a theory called looking glass self. And it's basically under that self-concept is the idea that you'll make statements to affirm what the audience, the people in the world, will see you as. When I step into a room, people will see me as a leader. When I step into a room, people will see me as pretty. When I step into a room, people will know that I'm compassionate. When I step into a room, I will draw X, Y, and Z. It's the looking glass theory, where you pronounce what you will, what exactly, not what you will, but what impression you will get from others. And this could be all made up in your head. That's why it's so key to know thyself and start correcting stuff that is self-defeating, self-destructive, that demobilizes you from ever being successful, from ever being capable of love, from ever being capable of growing. It's very key. It's very key because you can start changing stuff. Because you will literally, through self-concept, start pronouncing things on your life. And that's the next part I want to talk about. Self-prophecy. I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to be able to X, Y, and Z. You start pronouncing things on your life because of the way you value and believe yourself to be, as well as the way you see others see you as. And because of that, you start self-prophecy. I remember when I was single and going out with my friends every weekend, I always had the attitude that someone's going to buy me a drink, because my company was that entertaining and that unique that it was valued to let me buy her a drink. And literally I would have 3 or 4 drinks through the night. Wasn't a heavy drinker, but I remember actually perceiving, having that concept in my head that I knew that I was that unique in the way I held myself, for lack of better words, the way I conducted myself, that